Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that sounds like it's straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster: supervolcanoes. Now when I say supervolcano, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most people it's Yellowstone, right? That massive caldera in Wyoming puffing away, just waiting to blow. And yeah, Yellowstone is definitely a geologic superstar, but what if I told you it's not the only supervolcano lurking beneath American soil? In fact, there are others, hidden in plain sight, that scientists are keeping a very close eye on. Today we're going beyond Yellowstone to uncover the unseen supervolcano risk in the United States. So, let's start with the basics. What exactly makes a volcano super? It's all about the eruption size. The scale scientists use is called the Volcanic Explosivity Index, or VEI. It goes from 0 to 8. A VEI 8 eruption is the big one, the kind that ejects over 1,000 cubic kilometers of material. To put that in perspective, that's enough ash and rock to bury the entire state of Texas 5 feet deep. These are planetary-scale events, capable of altering the global climate. Yellowstone's last major eruption, about 640,000 years ago, was a VEI 8. It created the massive caldera we see today. But here's the twist. The same geologic forces that created Yellowstone have been busy elsewhere. Let's travel south from Wyoming, down through Utah and Nevada, and into California. This entire region is part of what geologists call the Basin and Range Province, an area where the Earth's crust is being stretched thin. This stretching allows hot magma from the mantle to well up closer to the surface, creating the potential for volcanic activity. Our first stop is a place you might not expect: the Long Valley Caldera in eastern California, right next to Mammoth Lakes, a popular ski resort. This place is a beast. Around 760,000 years ago, Long Valley experienced a colossal eruption, even bigger than Yellowstone's last big one. It spewed out so much ash that it formed a layer called the Bishop Tuff, which you can still find as far away as Nebraska. The ground in the center of the caldera has been slowly rising for decades, a sign that magma is moving around beneath the surface. Now, before you cancel your ski trip, this doesn't mean an eruption is imminent. This kind of activity, called caldera unrest, is common. Scientists at the California Volcano Observatory are monitoring it 24/7 with GPS, seismometers, and gas sensors. They're watching for any signs of an escalation, but for now, it's just the caldera breathing. Next, let's head over to New Mexico to the Valles Caldera. This one is another certified supervolcano. It had two massive eruptions, one about 1.6 million years ago and another around 1.25 million years ago. Walking through the Valles Caldera today feels like stepping into another world. It's a huge grassy valley, 14 miles wide, surrounded by forested peaks. It's so beautiful and peaceful, it's hard to imagine the sheer violence of its past. Just like Long Valley, the Valles Caldera is still considered an active system. There's a hot magma body sitting several miles beneath the surface, and the area is dotted with hot springs and fumaroles, vents releasing volcanic gases. It's another spot where scientists are keeping a close watch because the potential for future activity, while low in our lifetimes, is very real on a geologic timescale. So we have Yellowstone, Long Valley, and Valles, 3 confirmed supervolcanoes in the western U.S. But the story doesn't end there. Geologists are investigating other ancient, massive volcanic fields. One area of intense interest is the Snake River Plain in Idaho, which is basically the track the North American continent has been dragging over the Yellowstone hotspot for millions of years. Think of it like holding a piece of paper over a candle and slowly moving it. The candle stays in one place, but it leaves a trail of scorch marks. The Yellowstone hotspot is the candle, and the Snake River Plain is that trail of scorch marks. It's littered with ancient calderas, buried under layers of subsequent lava flows. These are much older and considered extinct, but they tell an incredible story of repeated super eruptions over millions of years. Far more frequent than we once thought. And what about a place you'd least expect? The San Juan Mountains in southern Colorado. This rugged, beautiful mountain range is actually the eroded remnant of one of the largest volcanic fields on Earth. Around 25 to 30 million years ago, this area was a scene of unbelievable volcanic fury. It produced at least 15 to 20 different caldera-forming eruptions, some of which were true super eruptions. One of the biggest, the La Garita caldera eruption, was arguably the largest known explosive eruption in Earth's history. It was a VEI 8, but on a scale that makes even Yellowstone look modest. It ejected around 5,000 cubic kilometers of material. The system is long dead now, but it's a sobering reminder of the sheer power our planet can unleash. So, why does any of this matter? It's not about fear-mongering. The odds of any of these supervolcanoes erupting in our lifetime, or even our grandchildren's lifetime, are incredibly small. We're talking fractions of a percent. The U.S. Geological Survey is very clear that none of these systems are showing signs of an impending eruption. However, understanding them is crucial for a few reasons. First, it helps us understand risk. Even if a super eruption isn't on the horizon, these volcanic systems can still produce smaller, more frequent eruptions. A smaller eruption from Long Valley, for instance, could still have major impacts on California, disrupting air travel, water supplies, and agriculture. So, monitoring is key. The more we know, the better we can prepare and forecast potential hazards. Second, it gives us a better picture of how our planet works. These volcanic systems are engines of creation. They bring valuable minerals to the surface and are a source of geothermal energy, a clean power source. By studying them, we learn more about the deep earth processes that shape our world. And finally, it puts our own existence into perspective. We live on a dynamic, powerful planet. Geologic time operates on a scale that is almost impossible for us to comprehend. These supervolcanoes are not malevolent monsters waiting to destroy us. They are a natural and fundamental part of the Earth's life cycle. They were erupting long before we were here, and they'll likely be erupting long after we're gone. The real story here isn't about an impending apocalypse. It's about incredible science and discovery. It's about the dedicated people at the USGS and university observatories who spend their lives trying to read the pulse of the planet. They use cutting-edge technology to provide us with the information we need to live safely on our restless Earth. So the next time you hear about Yellowstone, remember that it's just one chapter in a much larger, more fascinating and ongoing story of American supervolcanoes. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the world around us. Let me know in the comments which of these other supervolcanoes you found most surprising. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.